Start off by priming my face with Faced Hangover Rx. It's a lightweight primer that's more of a moisturizer. It just combats any dryness so that foundation glides over smoothly. If you have really dry skin, you should try this. If you have oily skin, you could even still probably get this to work for you if you would want like a really thin moisturizer under your makeup. I don't find that it helps with longevity or anything like that. It just makes their skin base feel really nice. The foundation I'm going to be using today is the new Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Transforming Foundation. It does have some qualities that are supposed to like improve, hence the better skin. I haven't noticed it doing anything to make my skin any better. The texture of my skin is the same. It hasn't caused me to break out at all. And it is oil free, so I think you oily people could get away with this. It's going to pump a little bit on the back of my hand. It's a slightly thick foundation, but nothing extreme.
And just gently dot it around, then take the real techniques. You can go blend.
And blend it all in. I find that it's one of those foundations that is very buildable if you want, but I like it especially on the days that where you want something lightweight. I'm in the shade Porcelain, which is, I believe, to be the lightest, and it matches me very well. Right now I do not have any lighting on, it's just natural. So you can see hopefully everything being true to color. And get cakey if you apply too much. On the neck just a bit. Making sure everything really is seamless. Next I'm going to take concealer. This one is the Naked Skin Concealer by Decay. The Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I find that it's not as full coverage as some concealers I've tried. It doesn't completely cover up dark circles, but since I don't want this look to get too cakey, I'm just going to apply this under the eyes a bit and around the nose. I do find this concealer blends out very nicely. A little bit does go quite a long way. So I didn't do the triangle under my eye, but I'm going to blend it out in that shape. So I'm going to go down a bit while I'm dabbing it out. Down and blend out. And that gives that highlighted triangle effect, even though this is not as brightening on me as it is when people use it with a darker skin tone than me. Here's where, if you want to make it really glowy, go ahead. If you have oily skin and don't find a super glowy look to be that flattering, you do not have to do this. I'm going to take some of my current trial liquid highlighter. This one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator Prime and Highlight. I don't like it for priming as much, but for liquid highlighter it does do a good job. I'm just going to take a little bit onto my finger. This one's an eye, so it's a very pink based. I don't like always blending everything in with my fingers. I'm going to take my same sponge and just press this into the skin. This stuff does set fast. You want to work a little bit quickly. When you swatch it, but actually coming off across the face, it is not that intense. Next, we should set all of our liquids with powder. I'm going to be using the Mercier translucent powder, starting with under the eyes, where most of the product is concentrated, and then slowly going around the rest of the face. Next, we're moving on to make our face have a little bit more shape to it. This one is the One Wild Contour Duos. These are found exclusively at Walmart, I believe. I'm going to be using the shade Dulce de Leche. I'm going to start with the contour, and then I will actually use the highlight shade even in this video. I tend to do a super harsh contour, so I'm just going to use a bit larger of a brush, dip into the contour, and just stroke it on the cheekbones. And then blend it as if almost a blush. Remaining product on the brush, I'm going to go under my jawline and up on my temple. Very small little brush and go into the highlight shade in the palette and go under the contour and slightly over. Now you don't want to bring this in too far, just like you wouldn't bring your contour in too far. It does help very, very sharply define the contour. I find if you are one of those people who don't have very much of a natural cheekbone, if you go under your contour, it makes the cheek pop a lot more. Highlight to make sure the under eye is completely set. Under the eyes. Tiny bit of blush. For this, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Pressed Mineral Blush in Sweet Petite. This is way more pigmented than it looks, just warning. So I'm going to take a very large fan brush. This is what I like to do with highly pigmented blushes. And gently sweep it in, and then across the cheeks. We can never ever forget is highlighter. I'm going to try out using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Powder Illuminator in Rose. I used the ice liquid but the rose powder. I could use the ice powder as well, but I thought I would switch it up a bit. For highlighter today, I'm going to be taking the Real Techniques setting brush. I am going to gently swirl this in and tap it off since it is a little bit powdery, and then brush along the cheekbones. And take the same highlighter on the same large fan brush we used for the blush, now bare of the blush color, and just sweep it across the rest of my face. Now that our base is done, I'm going to move on to the eyes. And even before I do that, I'm going to do brows. I'm going to be using the Milani Stay Put Brow Color. I use the shade 02 Natural Taupe. To fill in my brows, I like to do a line along the lower part of my brow, then the upper, and then brush in the remainder. I don't go immediately to the inner part of the brow until there's less product on the brush. Using the same brush, which is the one that comes with the brow color, I'm going to be using the spoolie end. I'm going to set the brows today using the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. I just got this a little while ago and still testing it out. Start with my eyes with using a primer. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Alright, so let's see. Today I'm going to use the Coastal Scents Revealed palette. This is a great palette that has a large range of neutrals since I want to keep this look neutral for today. Start by setting my primer with a light matte color, which is right here, and all the way up to the brow. I'm going to be taking this light, I'd say a fairly neutral brown, and putting it in my crease. So looking down, it helps you to really find your eye socket. Next, I'm going to use a different brush to go into a slightly darker matte brown. Put the shadow in the outer corner. Go back with the first brush you used and blend. Go under the lower lash line a little bit. Next, for a pop of shine on the lid, I'm going to be taking Colourpop I Heart This eyeshadow. These eyeshadows are best used with a synthetic brush or your fingers. Since I'm just putting this on the lid, I'm going to be using my finger. Next, I'm going to be taking another Colourpop eyeshadow. This is the color Girly. It's a slightly duochrome shimmery white shade. And I'm going to be placing this on the inner corner. I do have a naturally bright inner corner, but it still does make a nice bit of difference. For this look, since it is very simple, it's slightly glowy, any lip color would work. You could use a very, very vibrant one to a light nude. I want to keep on the theme of trying newer products, so I thought I would use a newer lip color as well. This is one of the newer additions to the Maybelline Creamy Matte line, and it is in the shade Pink Sugar. A very vibrant, warm-toned pinky coral. I hope you enjoyed this look. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye!